And there's a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, with this Donald Trump thing, and I wanted to get into this whole women's march, and I'm seeing a lot of um black women and Muslim women, riding the coattail of feminism, and I saw the women, I guess the founders or the leaders of that movement, and I'm speaking in terms of before, you know, the march. And so I'm highly doubtful that, this will work. And I also seeing trans folks coming in, specifically Janet Mock, talking about, trans women, especially trans women of color. They need, um, they need more rights and security and better quality of work. And, and she's talking about sex work or prostitution. And I put up a comment saying, like, what's next with the foolishness? What? Sex workers want insurance. I mean, the things they do is, I mean, it's illegal. I mean, prostitution ain't something you can just walk up and say, hey, I'm a prostitute, and, you expect to get, respect, or let alone be treated, on equal footings you know, to where someone, like, if you meet someone who's a doctor, a nurse, a social worker, a technician, a teacher, or whatever, you're not going to be in the same regards or respect. And I challenge these people to find me someone who is a sex worker who's making a decent living. Exclude the porn stars, the strippers. I'm talking about someone who's on the track on their own. You mean you're not gonna find these women living decent. It pisses me off that this is even a debate because women feel like they're just entitled for respect out of thin air. I'm like, you know, it doesn't work like that. I'm not gonna take some person who's a freaking thought and act like she needs to be that she's compared to a queen. I see this plenty enough with black women as it is to where I'm seeing this Instagram post, and I forgot what it was about because this was like weeks ago, and I guess it was comparing what women do. Like, I think it was a compare and contrast. Like, okay, one picture was of I guess like an elegant woman or a queen, and then there's like a thought stripper or something. And I guess the meme or the status was trying to say that no matter what you choose, you're a queen regardless. And I'm like, then there is no meaning of being a queen, and you're basically just a pawn. I mean, there's levels to this, man. And women, they just don't want to respect that. They don't want they don't want to work for that. And then they get mad when they're called out. They get mad when when society writes them off and saying, hey, I don't respect it. This isn't you know respectable behavior. And then black folks and black feminists, they get into this whole, oh, respectability politics is for white folks. It's for bougie niggas. And we still wonder why we can't have three black people work together to start a business or whatever. The issue that I have uh, with this whole women's march movement, and the black woman's perspective in it is like, basically this march was made by white women, but white women allowed black women to to be the face. And so women of color, Arab women, Muslim women, black women, Latino women, they're thinking that, oh, our voices are going to be heard. And intersectionality, we're gonna have all of these plans made out. And I'm like, it's not gonna work that way. The issue is that one, you have too much diversity, and that's the problem. People think diversity is good, but I'm saying in terms of when you have hundreds of different goals and everybody has their own agenda, you know, not everybody's problems are going to be met. You know, especially with the trans folks. How the hell are they gonna fight for sex work? I mean, I'm not fighting for that. I don't care if Backpage, Craigslist, permanently get rid of um, their adult entertainment. I can care less. But there are safer avenues where you can go. Um, I'm not even. What can trans women do? Maybe like what, a trans strip club or something. Come on. I mean, Plus when you're on the track, you're putting yourself at risk. You think people are openly into trans folks, despite they just, and a lot of these men, these trans women, they're just going looking for down low men, and then these dudes, these trans folks, they play with these dudes, and then they end up getting murked. It was a case that happened last year, and it was featured on that show Fatal Attraction on TV One, a television series, and this trans woman um, meets this football player, um, and she's trying to meet up with him. Dude's like, nah, don't meet up me. You know, it's not, and she knows the trans woman knows where he goes to school, and he's like, nah, don't come to my school. And then the trans person gets murked. A lot of these people in the LGBTQ community, they play up with people too much, man. I ain't saying that they deserve it, but they just play too much. Um, but with black women's issue especially is that even though white liberal women, my thing is that I'm surprised that black women still trust these white women, especially with the so-called statistics that 52% of them voted for Trump, and for God knows why even white women are even allowed in the movement is another question that I have. But whatever. Anyways, anyways, man, it's frustrating. You know, I don't know what black women see in these white women, and they know that their agenda is not going to be met. I know there's one sister, she's fighting for not just black women issues or women issues, but she's also fighting for black men who've been um, killed by police brutality, and you know, and we've been fighting that fight for like years. I'm like, what makes you think that putting a woman's face is going to automatically fix the problem? And some of these white women are the main ones defending George Zimmerman, and all these other racist cops. And even with these white women, and these white women are even in the juries, and they're not standing up for your son. White women gave the biggest fuck you during the Trayvon Martin trial, the biggest one. They didn't give a damn if Sabrina was a mother. They didn't give a damn. They just saw, a black kid, um, cheesily throwing up signs and, trying to play the part of being the stereotypical black male. But even as a black perspective, we knew that Trayvon Martin didn't fit that criteria. You know, he's not, some, 21 Savage type dude. You know, he's just a kid trying to find you know, his blackness or whatever. But they didn't care. Those white women didn't care. You know, I mean, I don't even know why black women even still fall for these women movements. And they keep saying, oh, we have to fight for these women movements because we have to secure Planned Parenthood. And, they love throwing that, oh, only 3% of Planned Parenthood services uh, do abortions. And granted, the statistics that I saw for black women having abortion, white women have more abortions, but they're black and white women, they have like neck and neck. But white women, abort more babies. Um, I think like maybe like 1 or 2% more, maybe less, but it's a small fraction. But I'm like, even with the whole abortion clinics, we need to keep abortion rights or reproductive rights. They tend to mask it as. My thing is that you have all these black women who are nurses, who are doctors, who are in the medical field. And I'm like, we can't even get like our own black clinic. Hell, if you guys aren't doing the abortions, and granted, truth be told, a lot of these black women are not really doing. There's not really that many black women doing it like that. Doing abortions like that. You'd be surprised that a lot of relationships and black women are actually killed because they don't have an abortion. In actuality, it's flipped. A lot of dudes, a lot of black men prefer women to have abortions despite the whole pro-black argument. It's actually flipped. But yeah, a lot of black women are being killed in domestic violence issues because the dude doesn't want the baby, and these dudes will risk life in prison just so they won't pay child support, which is crazy. But let's see, check my phone real quick. Let me make a quick text. Okay. But like I said, the argument with abortion is that, okay, if it's not that needed, and you guys aren't even doing it when black men ask you to do abortions, okay, I can run with it. But why does it have to be Planned Parenthood? Why couldn't it be your own black abortion clinic? I mean, not abortion clinic, clinic. There's a clinic in general. Since black women are not getting the care that they need from their general hospital, um, or mega corporation hospital, whatever, college hospital, whatever. If they're not getting their needs met with that, you know, we know a lot of black women who freaking, what was it, RNs or whatever, nurses, whatever. So there's a lot. I see a lot of black women in scrubs. And you're telling me, with all that, you can't even get a black clinic, free clinic or whatever, whatever. You can't have these nurses work together in the black community and say, hey, here's pamphlets on how to explain to your daughter her first period or something like that. I'm not running with this whole we need to keep Planned Parenthood. Okay, I can accept that you're not aborting the babies like that, but I'm like, do you really need this white infrastructure to to give general health questions? And I say no.